Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Prashant Veer Singh, and I welcome you in my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the new topic that is single sign-on integration between Salesforce and Microsoft Azure. After learning the single sign-on integration, we will be learning the another topic, which is provisioning users in Salesforce from Microsoft Azure. So in the past, we have discussed about in detail about the two type of the single sign-on integrations. So if you are new to the single sign-on integration, I would like to request you to please go through those videos where I have completely explained about the SAML and the delegated SSO. Because in those videos, I have explained details, including the debugging the SSO as well. I will be sharing you the link of those videos in my description of this video, so that in case you are new, you can go through those videos and can develop the understanding with the SSO. So basically, this is the topic which I'm going to discuss today is the one of the use case, or you can say the business requirement, which most of the time we most of our developers are seeing this requirement in their projects, and they are struggling to achieve this functionality. So I thought to to share this knowledge with you, so that the my learning, my experience can be transferred to other Salesforce lovers. So I will be using the free version of the Microsoft Azure, and the developer edition of the Salesforce. So in this, I mean the Mozilla, I have my developer edition, and the another browser I am using Microsoft Azure. So you know do not bother about the any URL you need to note down, because I will be providing each and every detail in the description of the video. So when you want to create a free version account in the Microsoft Azure, so you should be typing https colon azure.microsoft.com/en-us free. Because I have already created this account, the free account, so I am using the different URL, which is, I mean, once you will create it, you can directly hit this URL, and then you can log in into your the the Microsoft Azure account. It is very simple to create. It's just like creating any the email account, or like creating the account in the Salesforce, like we all do in the developer editions. So right now I'm here, and this is the my global SFDC professionals the account. So what I will be doing is I will be clicking on the here and all services. Once I will click on the all services, I need to search for Active Directory. You can type it here, Active Directory, because once you will type the Active Directory, though I can see the Azure Active Directory here, but in case if you want to search here, then you will type here Active Directory, and then you can easily navigate to your Azure Active Directory. Now, when we are clicking on this Azure Active Directory, the purpose is to create a directory. So, because it's a free version, so you can, you will be seeing here the option of, the create a tenant. Now, select a tenant type should be always Azure Active Directory and click next. Now, this is the something which you can give of your, the choice. I mean, there's no the the restriction that what name it basically, it depends upon uh, your business requirement, what name you want to give. So, for example, I am giving here the name as Salesforce. Salesforce, or let's say train. Okay. Now the country I will be selecting here. Okay. Already in use. So since this is the already in use, so what I can give, Salesforce. Okay. Now this look good. I mean, it is available. So that's why it's, the everything is correct. And your name will be, your initial domain will be the global SFDC global SFDC Salesforce dot on Microsoft.com. Let me paste it here. Now, after this, once I have provided detail, I will be clicking on next, review plus create. Now, the details which I have mentioned here is correct. Now I will be simply clicking on the create. So as it is showing that it will take a few minutes. So let's wait for a few minutes. So since the all the validation has been passed and my the Active Directory has been created, so tenant creation was successful. And click here to navigate to new tenant. So this is the the one way. Or what you can do is you can click on here home, and then you can see we are on the same page again. Now what we can do is you can so after this, once you will click on here home, the option is Azure Active Directory. So because you have created one Azure Active Directory, which is this one. So you will click on the switch tenant, and once you will you will click on switch tenant. You have to select this one. Now, once you have selected, then so you will see all the list of your the Active Directories, or you can say the tenants which you have created. If you want to switch or you want to make default any one of them, then you can make from here. If you want to delete some the any one, then also you can do from here. Now what we will do again, we will go back to here to the home, and sorry, all services, and here select enterprise applications. Now click on the enterprise application. It is loading. So we will be creating the one, the application. So since it is loading, so right now we have done only the few steps. First, we have created the free version of the Microsoft Azure account. Then we have created the one Active Directory, which is also known as Tenant. After creating it, we are creating the enterprise application. So now when we have clicked on the enterprise mail application, we are on this particular screen. Now what you have to do, you have to click on new application, because you are creating a new application. Now you will have the the lot many options here, but our being a Salesforce developer, our job is Salesforce. So we'll get the option here for the Salesforce. Okay. Now two options: Salesforce Sandbox. This is for production. This is for your sandboxes. Okay. So we will click on the Salesforce. Okay. So sometimes you will see the option of here as Salesforce CRM. So that means for production, and Salesforce Sandbox for sandbox. Okay. Now just give me a second. Let me show you other thing as well. When you click on here, you will be seeing the option of Salesforce, and you can click on create. Successful message. This is that shows that yes, it is the application which you are creating is successful. Okay. Now as I said that if you're new, you have to understand a few things. So I will request you to first, go through the detailed videos of the SAML based and the delegated, the SSO, which I have created previously. Okay. Now here you have the option of assign user and group, set up single sign-on. Okay. Provision provisioning is the next step. So we will conditional access and all. Now, what is our job is? Our job is to create the single sign-on, to establish a single sign-on, right? So what we will do, we will click on setup single sign-on. Okay. Now, SAML. Okay. Now, there are the few steps. One, you know, these steps. So we will be completing all the required steps here. Okay. So till now, what we have done, we have they created one active directory, which is also known as tenant, then enterprise application, in which we have chosen the Salesforce, and then we have selected the SAML based, right, SSO. Now we have to complete uh, these steps. Okay, so we will click here, edit, and here I have to the in the this particular URL I have to paste my Salesforce my domain. So I will go here and okay. So this is your the my domain page. So you will select the my domain from here. Okay, and then you will go here. Now understand these things are very important. Like the your and identifier entity ID will always contain your my domain. And how you will identify this? You will identify with the this thing, the pattern. Okay, correct one. Okay, now in the reply URL again the paste the same thing. Check sign is green. Okay, now this is uh, now this from here you will say this thing and click on save. Okay, so I will remove from this here. Yeah, and now I will click on save. It should get saved. Nothing is left, and then it should they give us the permission to save. let's do it again. Okay, so now it is allowing. Okay, so changes done. Now this is the, once you have done, you can see here. What is missing is reply URL. So reply URL we have. Now from here, now this is the another step. Here what we will do, we will click on edit, and we will put the the details of I mean the user attribute and the claim. Okay, so here the unique, we have the right one. Now unique user, the identifier name ID value, we will so the now unique make user identifier name ID, we will click on this. And now the source we will check this attribute, and the source attribute will be our user mail. User, either you can type or you can select. So the name identifier claim cannot be constant. Okay, okay, now click save. Done, it is done. Now go back to the the step the 3, where we will be the downloading our I mean the either the certificate or the XML. Okay, so let's go here, and where is the enterprise application? Oh, so I did a one mistake here. Let's see if I they have to no yes, so this information I have to check once again, maybe the but it is saved. Okay, thank God. So I will go here, I will test later. Okay, now here I have the option of either I can download the metadata XML or the certificate. So I personally I mean in my previous video as well, if you have seen that I personally go with the metadata XML to configure the SSO. So now what I will do, I have downloaded, but you can also try with the the certificate as well. Now what I will do, I will simply go in the Salesforce, and in the setup I will type the single sign-on setting. Okay, first I need to enable this SAML enabled. Okay, and new from metadata file. So this I have downloaded from here. Okay, so let us the go to and just give me a minute, please. let me, where's the download folder? Just give me a second. I will show you. Okay. So let me share my screen again. So this is the, the same. I have, the, now there's a few important things which you have to, remember. You can give the name of any name here. Okay. Now, once you have uploaded the XML, you got all the data here. So first thing, is the match your identity provider URL. Okay. Now, because the though when you upload the the metadata, the metadata XML, there is no need of in the most cases you don't need to the match all these things. But in case if you want to, okay, then you can do it with the help of the few important things. Like first I am the matching the identity provider login URL, this URL. Okay, so how I will do, I will go in this simply go in the the step number 5 here. Okay, and this will show all the details. Now login URL is my identity provider login URL. In case if you are uploading the certificate, so what you can do, you can copy from here. Okay, now issuer will be, where is it? Let me show you. So issuer will be your Azure Active Directory identifier, this one. Okay, now what is the next step? Next step is your custom logout URL. So this is not the must, but if you want, then you can paste it. How? Where's my this? So this is the the logout URL. I will paste it from here. Okay, done. Now one more thing here, I will be making as, the SAML identity may type assertion contains the federation ID from the user object. Okay, now let's save it. Done. Now go to user and let's say I'm editing this one. And here down this thing, I need to provide the federation ID here. Now how I will be providing the federation ID? This is basically the federation ID. This I have explained in the previous video as well. This is something is known as the just to match that yes, this is our authenticated mail URL, kind of the the code which by which let's say you can say when there is a the secret missions, I mean, when if you have played the games as well, so or have seen the the mission movies, there is a code, that I mean, with this code, okay, he's our the teammate, he's our buddy. So now what I will do, I will go into my Azure, okay, and here now, note this thing. You are into your enterprise application Salesforce, so everything you will be doing from here. For your the convenience, I will be duplicating this window. So now I will be going into user and groups, okay, and I will click on add user, okay. Now no user has been the added right now. So what I will do, I will click on the user here, okay. Now right now I have one user, so I will the I can do it for the number of users. So but for right now I have one user only, so I will be selecting this user, okay. Select. Now select a role. So role means what? Role means your Salesforce profiles. So you will see all these 10 profiles here. Now the question will be that why we are not seeing the custom profile. So it happens. It is not an issue. You have to raise a the I mean, you have to take the help of the Microsoft Azure support team and request them that the we need the custom profiles also available as a role uh, in our Microsoft Azure. Okay. So I will be selecting the system administrator, okay, and once I will be the clicking here assign, okay. Now I have this user details with me here, okay, all the details. I mean, these details which I will be providing here now, just for your the information. I have copied this particular ID. I mean, this particular when I was creating. Okay, so that's the reason I have the copied this thing here. Now, what I will do, I will simply the where is the user? Just a minute, please. Uh, so I will copy this thing from here. And I will paste here. Okay, and now I will save. Okay, now to test, what I will do, I will click on my domain. Okay, and here you have to set up your login page. Okay, now what I will do, I will click on this. Got hang. Okay, so what I will do here, I will simply hit the URL. Let it open. I'm sorry for the the maybe I need to free some spaces or something. So here you have the the option of the login from the Azure, and this is remember the name of the SSO which we have given to our SSO, the configuration setting in our Salesforce. So let me first log out because I think the Microsoft Azure account was opened here, and yeah. So see, you know now let me hit again and click on the Azure SSO. See, now I am going in on the Azure account login page, and I will be putting the password, and I'm landing into the Salesforce. So our SSO part is working fine. We have tested. Okay. Now let's close it. Now, but the one thing is still pending. That is the another part B, that is provisioning the user. Okay, that means the user which we have in our Microsoft Azure, we are creating the user in our Salesforce org. Okay, so that is known as the provisioning. Okay, now what you will do, because we have already created the Active Directory. Okay, so and we are into the same Active Directory. Okay, so we don't need to switch or the change the Active Directory. What we will do, we will be clicking on the user and the groups, add user. Okay, now I was saying that you can create the as many number of the users as you want. So simply the click on the here. Okay, now, oh sorry, uh, sorry, not this time. I have to create the user first, and So we will go, because we will create the user first. So we will go here in the click on home, and then the select the Azure. Let us do this. All services, Azure Active Directory, users. These steps we are doing to create user in the Microsoft Azure. Okay, new user. Okay, now this step will help you to create as many users as you want. Okay, test, and remaining one, username, test, user. Okay, the first name you can give as test user. Okay, now here you have the option of either you can auto generate the password, or you can create the password. Okay, now click on the group. Oh, sorry, no need to create the group. Click on create. Correct. Now you have created the same way again. Okay, create. So till now what we have done, we have created the user in our in our Microsoft Azure. Okay, now what we will do, we will the go to our application again. Okay, so you have done this. Now another one. So you have assigned those user a role which is the profile in our Salesforce. Correct one? Okay. Now we have these steps to provisioning. So what you will do, you have created the user, you have given the the roles, which is the profiles. You will click on provisioning. Okay. Now once you will click on the provisioning window will go here, and it should be automatic. Okay, now what you will do, you have to provide these details, the admin username. Okay, and the admin username will be of the of whom, your Salesforce one. Okay, so security token, how you will be the creating security token you will get from your Salesforce. And how you will get the security token, So see, for a security token, you will simply click on your this one. Okay. My settings, personal, and reset my security token. You will get an email from here. Now let me do one thing. Let me stop share and copy, security token, and I will put the password. I will show you. Okay, so let me share my screen again. So I have just they done this thing. I mean, I have provided the password, the security may token, and now my domain. So my tenant URL is my domain. So let me copy the my domain here. I have to click on setup. You can go from here, or you can copy from the URL. I mean, whichever way you feel comfortable. Okay. Now click on the test connection. So everything is good, looks good. Okay. Now click on the after test connection, click on the save. Okay. Now here we have the few settings. Now this thing we have say this is something where if we have some problem, I mean some error, we I mean our users are not able to they get provision due to some reason, so we will get the email notifications on this particular email ID. Okay, now let's save it again. Mapping. In mapping you have to the select back. So first thing is you have to click on the provision status is on. Mapping you have to the select as the this one, or you have the option of there is one option of sync only assigned user and the groups. So both can the help you. There's no the problem as such. Okay, and click on save. Okay, now I will be going into my enterprise application on this. just a minute, please. Salesforce, this one. These settings are correct because we have tested this. You can, the test this single sign-on from here as well by clicking on this one. Okay. Now let's one. Okay, so all settings are correct here, and let's close it. Where we are. Okay. Why we are heading here? All services. Where is enterprise application? Enterprise application. Then enterprise application. Get started. Then provisioning. Okay, so 100% completed, but we have the three logs here. What is these logs? Failure. Why we have created? Why we got this error? Import provision URL. So there is a one the failure. Let's do one thing. Let's create the let's try the and let me check the license as well, if we have those licenses as well or not. So let me do one thing. Administrator select assign. Okay, and click on provisioning. Okay, and restart provisioning. Provisioning is scheduled to start, or we can do is we can the provision the user on demand. Okay, so I think this user has been created in our Salesforce. Let's see. See, created this one. Now let's do the provisioning again. Provision and the user. So right now we don't have the test one. Test one we don't have. We have test user only. So let's do it. So fail to create. The profile ID. Okay. So retry, or let's do one thing. We have the problem with the test one, so give some other profile. Let's say chatter external, select, sign, and provisioning on demand. See, successful. Okay. So, but let's see here result. Test one. Okay. So the basically the error was because of the the licenses, maybe the licenses are not free or whatever. You can try these things in your the in your the org. I will be providing you the detail, and I will also try to provide the complete the step by step lines in the I mean either on the blog or on the on the case. I'm sorry, the YouTube video description. Thank you for watching, and we will be meeting again on the coming Sunday, and soon we will be starting with our the other topic like LWC communities integration. Till then, stay safe, keep learning, and yes, I really enjoy the videos come and the emails. Please they keep learning and keep sharing your idea on which you want to want to want to get some explanation on the topic. And Tarun, thank you for sharing, the idea, because the Tarun has emailed me that he wants a video on this particular, I mean the topic, and that's the reason, the I may created it, and I really enjoy actually, when you give me the feedback, and I mean you say that yes, you have learned something. So take care of yourself, your family, your country, and stay safe. Bye. See you soon.